Hello, everyone. Welcome to basically Fireside episode number 3. So today it'll be an API workshop with Python plus Rainforest Amazon Rainforest, and the main person who will be talking will be Shahmir actually, but I'll be your MC for today. So basically, you guys might be wondering like what GDSC means. So GDSC is Google Developer Student Clubs, and I mean it sounds really complicated, but it's basically a university-based community. So it's for university students to come in and learn like things involving Google technologies and stuff. So we basically work together and like build solutions with all these tech. If you're a Sunway University student, you'll know that Sunway Tech Club is actually partnered with GDSC Sunway. So both of them, they basically work together. And now I'll pass it on to Shamir.
All right. Hey everyone, I'm Shahmir. I can't see your chat, but the team will just let me know if there's anything. But we're gonna cover what an API is today, and we're also gonna do some hands-on stuff. So I think it'll be pretty fun. You can keep it interactive, so if you have anything to share or talk, feel free to share it out. All right, let's start. So we'll actually be covering a few things today. What an API is, and then we'll go into HTTP requests and responses, JSON data, and then the hands-on part will be actually building an API out. We'll be using Python and a framework called Fast API. And for the what are we going to build, we're going to use Amazon deforestation data. And after that, we should have time to show you guys some other examples of using like other APIs that are available. Okay, cool. To set up, there's this QR code for you guys to download the files. So let me show you. It'll be in the chat. So this is the link to all the files. So I hope you have Python installed. If you don't, it's actually fine. You can go to code over here. You do need to log in if you don't have Python, and then go to code spaces, and you can click on plus. And this will create like a virtual environment for you on the browser. So I'm not going to show that to you, but you can also download the zip file by going to local, download zip, or you can use Git if you know how to. So everything's already here. So go ahead and download the zip file or clone it. Okay, cool. That's the setup. So what is an API? Everyone asked what an API is. Your lecturers will talk about it, but no one asked how an API is, which is actually a very important question. Yeah, we'll look into it later. So in the news, you've noticed like OpenAI, they released their API for you guys to use. So right now you can build like cool tools on top of OpenAI. This is the API responsible for ChatGPT. And Elon Musk did changes to Twitter API. He made it expensive or not free, basically. Reddit started charging for their API. So APIs are in the news a lot. So it's a good time to try to understand what it means. An API is a way for two applications to communicate with each other. Very simple. So it's a set of protocols that define how a request should be and how the response will be from that application. Doing this, it hides a lot of complexity to the users, like you and me, who are developers, right? So let's look at an example. So this is an Instagram app on your phone, and you want to look at some pictures by Brock. So the app has to communicate with the database to get those pictures. And it does this by making a request. So it makes a request to the database, and the database will return a response. So this is an API in action, basically. The API handles those requests and it returns the response. It ensures that everything goes correctly. So the request has to be in the correct format. The response will be in the correct format. And there's a lot of protocols to ensure it's correct. So those are two examples of an application, your mobile app and a database, but it could be a lot of things: games, your server, your machine learning model, any program or tool in software is an application. So if you want to build something useful for people, you would need to use an API because they will need to communicate with each other. So there's a bunch of examples, but let's look at one. CoinGecko. So this is our first like hands-on activity. So let me introduce you guys to what CoinGecko is and share the link too. Alright, cool. By the way, just let me know if there's anything bad happens. Or if you don't understand, just let me know. Okay, so that's CoinGecko. So CoinGecko is actually a Malaysian company, and they do a tracker. Their whole idea is a tracker for all cryptocurrencies. So if you go on this website, you can see all of the cryptocurrencies in existence, I think the major ones. And yeah, so their prices, their last hour change, a lot of things. There's also stuff like NFTs, crypto exchanges. I don't know what those mean. But there's a bunch of data on the website. So you may be wondering, this will probably be gigabytes or terabytes of data. How do they get this data from? Where do they store it? It comes from a database or a third party, like some other company that collects all this data and just opens up their API, right? So CoinGecko has to get this information from an API, probably from their own API. That way they can communicate with their database. So if we go to the top right, API key, and we go towards API. So CoinGecko did something quite interesting. They made their API public. So it's very useful for us to study what an API is by looking at this. So if you just scroll down, you'll notice that these are all the companies that use this public API. So if you want access to their data, you can use their API as well. So let's go to Explore Docs, which is documentation. And yeah, here we are. This is the documentation for their API. And each of these, like these blue rectangles, they are called API endpoints. Basically, different communication channels with the API. If you want to request for certain information, you may use one of these endpoints or one of these channels. So different channels give you different information. So let's look at the first one. You will notice it has a get title here. We won't get into that for now. And then there's this /ping, which is considered a path. And this is the description. It will check the API server status. That means, so an API, you have to communicate with the API, right, to access the database. So this /ping, it just tells you if everything is working. So if it's correctly working, the response will be a status okay, which means all good, this API works, CoinGecko is not dead, like the databases are not down. Yeah. Okay, I hope you don't hear that. I hope that's not too loud. Let's try it out. And we click execute. And you'll notice here, this is a terminal command. We won't get into it, but this is a URL. And if we type in this URL into our browser, we get this response, which is Gecko says V3 to the moon. This is this is their okay message, which means everything's good. So we just used an URL, right? So that's an API endpoint, and it returns us this response. It's a very simple API endpoint because there's no parameters involved, and the response is just an okay. If it's not okay, it'll probably be like a failure message. Yeah, super simple. Let's look at another API endpoint. I'll look at this /coin/list. And in this case, it says there's a parameter that's needed, which is an include platform parameter, and it's a Boolean. And if we do this, it will include platform contract addresses. So this endpoint or this channel is to get all the coins ID. It's useful for later usage. Let's say you want to get the ID of a coin, you would need to call this. Let's try it out. Instead of doing /ping, we want to do /coin/list. So just coins/list, and I'm going to press enter. It might take some time to load because there's a lot of data here. Yeah. So I get this. By the way, you might receive it in another format like this. Yeah. I have an extension that makes it more beautiful. But essentially, you're getting this. Now, let's try to include a parameter. So I can teach you guys what this means. It says if we include this parameter, we can, it's a flag to include platform contract addresses. So if I want the contract address of the coins, I can include this parameter. Okay, I'm a bit lagging. Sorry about that. So let's include that parameter. To add a parameter, you just add a question mark, include platform. So this is the name of the parameter. And then we set it to true or false because it's a Boolean, right? Let's set it to true. And we make a request. Give it a moment. And ta-da! Now it gives you this platform information. Okay, cool. So that's about parameters and making a request to an endpoint. So there's a bunch of API endpoints here. I want to introduce you guys to this one as well. You notice there's a bracket. So in this case, this ID is the coin ID. For example, Bitcoin. So if you want to get information about a particular coin, we add an ID to the path. Let's try it out. I think it's this one. Okay, yeah, this one. Yeah, I'm not going to try it in the documentation itself. Let's try it on our own so you get to learn about requests. So they wanted /coins. And let's do, for our ID, we want Bitcoin. Yeah, you get all the information about Bitcoin, including description, which is pretty cool. So you notice there are other parameters as well, but the ID is required. If we did not supply an ID, I think it would fail. Yeah, or it does something else. Or if we supply in a wrong ID, they coin not found. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I have a challenge for you guys. You can go through this on your own. The slides are in the GitHub link. Okay, so there's actually a prize if you guys can solve these questions. What is the price of Dogecoin in Malaysian ringgit on the 1st of April 2023? And number 2, what is the symbol for the Airguns NFT? So yeah, I think you have enough information. Let me just point you in the right direction. You want to consider this endpoint. So go and try it out. Try to find the price of Dogecoin on the 1st of April. So probably one of these. And for the NFT, it's somewhere here. Try to find the symbol of the NFT, the Airguns NFT. Yeah, I'm gonna give you like 5 to 10 minutes. And there's a prize. Yeah.
I think it might be hard for them to navigate. Oh, dang, there's already an answer. Okay, I think, yeah, that's for the first question. Is it correct, Shamir? James Luke's answer here.
Congrats! It is the correct answer.
Yo! Dang. Okay. So you already got one person. Oh,
Yeah.
and then another one, Melody.
Hey, good job.
Whoa! Dang, they're faster than I think us though. Yo, good job, guys.
Can you guys share the URL you used? How do you find out?
Is this
Yeah.
something you can like type online?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. Melody showed. Oh, James also. Whoa, good job, guys.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys
that's
can
awesome.
actually
Okay.
claim your prizes on the next event GDSC hosts or any future events. Actually, I've written
Yeah.
down your names. Hopefully, I mean, it should be just come and use your real name to claim the prizes.
Let me show you guys what they did. It's pretty interesting. So in this case, to find the price of Bitcoin, a Dogecoin, you just go to slash coins slash Dogecoin slash history, I think. Yeah. And then you have to add a parameter. So notice, by the way, this is required, but this is in the path. So we've already added it to the path, but this is a query. So query is the question mark. Put a question mark, history, oops, question mark, date, sorry, date, and yeah, 1st of April will be this. They gave you an example, by the way, over here. Then you press enter, and then you find the Malaysian ringgit, which is this. Yeah, that's how you get the answer. And then the NFT one is actually very simple. It's just NFTs slash arrogance. And the symbol is air. All right. Good job. That was actually way faster than I thought. Are there any questions before we move on? Oh, good.
Yeah, like nobody asked anything, so I think it should be okay.
Okay. So you will notice that all of them, the API endpoints, all have a get. So that's a method. And there are many types of methods. These are just 4 examples. So the get is usually used to request data. So whenever you use a get request, you're requesting data. There are other methods like post. You can insert data. For example, you're filling up a Google form is one of them. Um, yeah, any like let's say you're gonna enter your credit card information. So you're doing a post request. You're putting in data to the website, and then the website makes a post request to their database to store that information in their database. One interesting thing is post is also used to request data because sometimes you can attach a request body. It's a bit more complicated. You can actually look at, you just Google it, post request body. But right now we just studied how to make a request just by the URL. But the request is more complicated than that. There's a header, there's a body. So there's a lot more information you can attach to a request. And that's, in that case, you would use a post. All right, and then delete is for deleting data, patch and put is for updating. So yeah, these are just examples. They have different colors. Okay, and the response you got. So you notice that the response I got, like this, has these brackets, and then there's like information nested in brackets and double quotes. So this is called the JSON format. I think it stands for JavaScript. I don't know what it stands for. People call it JSON, but most of the time, an API response will be in JSON. There are other formats as well, but yeah, so that's what JSON is. And the way a JSON is formatted, there's a key and there's values. So for example, ID is the key and the value is arrogance. All right. So you may be wondering what is an API for? It's to communicate information from the back end to the front end. So that's one use. So by back end, I mean things like your database, things like your server, your machine learning model, things that you do not want to expose to your users, because it'd be very dangerous to do so. Let's say your users can interact directly with the database. It's pretty dangerous. So that's why we have this separation, right? To put your front end, which is your website or your design, your mobile app, your website, you keep it separated from your back end and you communicate with each other using an API. Additionally, you can build APIs for people to consume and you can charge it. So even CoinGecko, that's the way they make money, right? You can actually buy their API. And there's certain features that you get by purchasing a higher API. So this is where you get to the how is an API. How well does it cope under a lot of requests? Like this is 2 million requests. They say call credits, but let's say like 2 million requests per month. How well can your API cope under a high pressure? So there's a lot of important considerations when it comes to building an API if you're talking about scalability. All right, cool. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's build our own API. I think this is a bit more fun. We can get started by using Python. Once again, I hope you installed Python, or you can use code spaces by clicking on the link, going to code spaces and pressing plus on here. Okay, so I'm actually going to copy this and go to a folder that I want to go to. So for me, might be here. I'll delete this. It's actually quite big. Okay. Then let me make a new folder. Call it API GDSC. Call it whatever you want.
Download those files right from GitHub.
So I'm going to open my command prompt on my terminal. If you're on Mac, you use terminal. Yeah. If you're on Windows, you use command prompt. This is you have Git installed. If you don't, it's fine. I'll show you another way to do it. Just bear with me. Yeah, I'll show you the other way. You can open VS Code. And then click on open folder. So you navigate to a folder you want. Oops, like this. Oh. Let me delete this again. Oh no. Yeah, I'm in the folder. It's okay. Let me go here. So you go to a folder that you want. I already have it, but what you can do is go to terminal. Click on new terminal. Yes. Yeah, just hold on for it to load. Takes a while. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's git clone and then paste in the URL. Yeah, so that's it. I already have it downloaded. But yeah, you can also download the zip file, just open it in your VS Code and it'll be fine. It's the same thing. All right, so these are all the files over here. So all of the code is actually in here. I believe it is. Yeah. And by the way, I'm going to open my terminal because I want to run this in a virtual environment. You don't have to follow this, but it just keeps all my libraries isolated. So you can run python-m/venv, python-m venv space venv. This is the best practice, by the way, so just teach you guys how to do it. And then you can click on this. Oh, it's gone. It's okay. Let's do, you can do this, /scripts, /activate. Just press tab to autocomplete. And you'll notice this venv pop up. So the virtual environment. This just keeps me sane. So if I install any packages, it doesn't mess up my whole system. But it's fine for you guys. You don't have to worry about this. Okay, cool. And let me just check something. Now, so if you notice the files, so this is the README, which is the text that you see over here. And there's also this requirements text file. So if you follow the README, you can just follow this, by the way, and run the following command in your terminal. So I'm just going to copy this. If you have Python installed, this should be fine. If you don't, you might need to run this python-m pip requirements. The same thing, you just add a python-m. If it doesn't work for you, just run this command. Let me paste it. So what it's doing, it's installing a bunch of packages that we will need. Things like Fast API, Pandas, NumPy. This is just to set up our project. I haven't installed OpenAI. We'll look into it later. So just let it install and go back to it. Any issues over here, just let me know. So once again, download the files, and then you can run this command. And if that doesn't work, just type in python-m and then paste this command as well. All good. Just leave like a thumbs up or something.
We have around
Okay.
7 thumbs ups and one individual one.
What's okay, nice. Okay, I think I'll move on then. Okay, so we're actually gonna work with Amazon Rainforest. Let me explain to you guys why. So the Amazon rainforest is the largest rainforest in the world, and it's being deforested like very rapidly. So if you notice, this is the forest, and then this is like a satellite view. So the green is becoming brown. Yeah. uh, Anyways, there's a lot of devastating effects from the rainforest. I just got into it, and then I thought we could use this as an example. So what are we going to build? We are going to build an API to give users of this API, so people who use it, we're going to give them the deforestation level based on the year. And we're going to implement a simple prediction model so we can predict future deforestation. And the data set that we're going to use, let me copy this. Actually, from Kaggle. And it records the Amazon rainforest each year. So this is the main data set. It's a Excel like CSV file. So if you know, they record the amount of forest deforested in each like city. Yeah. So this is in Brazil. So you notice like, yeah, kilometer square. So each year you would see the amount of forest deforested, and then the last column, it's called Amazon legal. This column, it's just the sum of deforested area in Brazil. All right, so if you notice the files that you download, all of this data is already in. So this is that file. So we actually have everything available for us. Cool, so let's get started. Before we start, let me tell you about Fast API. So if you want to build an API, we have everything ready, right? We know our project, we have the data, we just need some framework to let us build it. We're using Fast API, which is based in Python, and it lets us build APIs quickly. Yeah, very simple. It's comparable to Node.js and Go, which are other programming languages. So it's actually, I think it's pretty good. It's very easy to learn. If you'd like to learn this by yourself, like go ahead. I think the tutorial is amazing. They teach you everything that I taught you guys here today, like parts, query, request body. So there's a bunch of things. So yeah, just check this out if you're interested. We are going to use it. Okay, cool. Let me get started. All right. So to start, let's create a forest.py. Checking. I want some reference so I don't go into this blind. I don't want to keep switching tabs. I already made this. I already made the code. All of the code is here, by the way. It's main.py. So if you are interested in looking at the full example, you can look at this file. But let's start on our own. Yeah. Okay. Let's first import a bunch of libraries. Okay, so I think it already downloaded the packages, but it's not showing up. So I'm going to reload my window. You can press Control-Shift-P and then developer reload window. This is just a problem I'm facing. It might not be for you. Okay, is it done? I think so. If I search first. Okay, cool. So it's here. All right. So let's import some packages. Request. Then I'll import other things as well. Import pandas. And okay, hold on a minute while I get the file. Okay, let's import JSON. And let's get started. So to create a API, we start with creating an app. We call fast API. And then let's create a root. So this is called a root. I have to put this in braces. Oops. And then you create a function. We call this root. It has everything for us, but let's return message. Hello, Amazon. By the way, if you don't really understand what's happening, it's okay. I'll look through it like slowly. Basically, what this is saying that on this path, I want to call this function and return this response. And the function name is root. You can call it whatever you want, but the reason why I'm calling it root is because the path has nothing. It's just a slash. Let's actually run our application. So you type in UVcorn, it's like unicorn but with a V. And then I named my file forest. And the app name is called app. So I'm just going to do, what's this called? It's double full stops. Yeah. App, then dash dash reload. The reload is just to, like whenever I make a change to the code, it will update automatically. Okay, press enter. This isn't a terminal, by the way. You can just like create a new terminal from here. Okay, and then it says UVCon running on this link. So if I control click, ta-da, it returns this message, hello from the Amazon rainforest. So it's calling that root function, because if you put a slash here, it just defaults to this. So that's why I called it root, and it's, yeah, everything working correctly. Is everything working for you guys as well? I'll wait for a bit. But yeah.
Wait, one person, Yishan said that API can import.
Mm. Have you installed did the pip install thing? And if you did, type Control Shift P click on developer reload window or search developer reload window. Just click on it.
Yeah, they say that. Oh, okay, okay. They say that they might have missed it just now.
Ah, okay. Cool. Let me just, yeah, let's do it again. All right, so you want to type in python dash m pip install dash r requirements.txt. I think it's in the chat. Yeah. So just type this in and then like press enter and it should install everything. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Cool. So let's solve some of the problems we are facing, right? We wanted to return the deforestation level for each year. So let's say the user says 2007. I want to return this row of data. So pretty simple. But for the start, we have to process this data. We have to like import it and then try to clean it up a bit. So I'm gonna do data equals td to read the CSV file. And this file is in Amazon Rainforest slash this. But we don't, it's, ignore the terminal. I think you just close it. Okay. And I'm going to rename the column because if you notice, the year column is in Spanish, I think. So I'm just going to rename it. Ano estados. Let's rename it to year. And slash. Lastly, just change the index. This. I'm renaming the column to year, and then I'm changing the index to year. So this is a bunch of things that you hide away from your users. So people who use this API, they don't have to go through all of these steps in the middle, right? Okay, cool, so we're done. So let's create another part. This time let's call it deforestation. Create another function. Here, yeah, so this is a parameter. I want to add a parameter to this function, just like we did before, or just like we've seen with CoinGecko. So I want to add a year parameter, and I want it to be an integer, so meaning they have to give numbers. Yeah, so let's take the row. So this is a bit more complicated, but yeah, you don't have to really understand it. It's fine. And row equals row. Don't worry, I explain it a bit later. Oops, right. Turn. Oops, response. Let's just rows. Row. Again, all the code is already available, so don't worry. What I'm doing, right, I'm just finding the row where this condition is true. So the year matches the year that is provided by the user. So if they say 2019, I only want this row. And then return me that whole row. And I'm converting it to JSON format because that's what you want. And then this is just a way to load it into a JSON format that we're returning it. Okay, so if I check my terminal, okay, it's working. Let's try it out in the browser. Slash deforestation. You guys think this will work? If I just type this in now. Any answers? Oh no.
No, none so far.
Misaki, do you think this will work?
Uh, I don't think so. Wait,
Why
will
not?
it? Like, let's just see. Let's just
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
Wait,
so it
it
says field
did.
required.
Oh no, it didn't.
Yeah, it
Okay,
says
okay.
something is missing. So remember the parameter. In our code, we said we need a year parameter. And we didn't supply a year in. So that's why it says something is missing. So let's add that parameter. Year equals 2019. Ta-da! So we got the data back. Good job, guys. I hope you all are following though. So yeah, we did it. Yay, time to go home. It might be in this format for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Okay, that's one step. Let's do something else. Let's create one where if they specify the state, like they give the city, maybe the AC or AM, then they would get the data back for that column. So it's like column based, right? Okay. So we create another path, and then this time, similar to what we see in CoinGecko, instead of doing a parameter, I want this to be the path. And async f okay, deformation. Oh wow. It auto completed everything for me. See, it's correct. Oh, it's not. Let me do. Oh, okay, so for this function, I'm gonna import. I actually created this file from utils. You notice there's a function here called getStateSymbol. So it converts the actual name of the state to the short symbol in the CSV file. So like acre means AC, Amazonas means AM, which means if the user gives in if user passes in state of acre, it will convert to AC. Let me use Amazonas because I want to use that. So, yeah, acre's fine. Okay, cool. So let's do that. From utils, I want to import that function. And state symbol equals to get state symbol. Pass in the state. So I will get like AC, for example. I'll get the short form. And then I can run this against my. We have to check first. So let's say they pass in some random things. It will return none. So if the state symbol is none, you can return state not found. Then if they do put in a correct state, we can do something like this. Put in the state symbol and convert it to a dictionary. So dictionary is similar to a JSON format. So this will get that column and it'll convert it to JSON. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Let's try it out. So what's the path again? Slash deforestation slash state. Okay, slash deforestation slash the state. I want to put acre. And I go. Cool. That's about it for this. There's one more function I want to show you guys, but is everything okay? It's, are you guys lost? I hope. Yeah, if you're lost, just let me know. Let me show the code as well. Or if there's anything you want to ask about the code. Really, all of this is just it's just Python. But the main point of showing you guys this is the like how to build an API. It's pretty cool. And you can ask ChatGPT for all of this. Like just pass in this CSV file, then say how like write Python code that returns me this column, and I'll give you the answer. So that part is it's easy.
I mean, so far it's okay since there's none like there's no people asking for help or anything in the chat.
Okay, cool. So let's do the next one. I don't think I'll type it out. I'm just gonna copy it because it's a bit more complicated. But remember, we wanted to predict deforestation. So to do that, we can create a new path called predict deforestation. And this time, so you'll notice this state parameter, I equaled it to none. So by default, this is none, which means the user does not need to pass in a state. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. And then let me change this to data. Okay, let me just explain this one. I think it'll be easier. So data equals to state symbol. So what I want to do is, based on these values for the particular state, I want to find what's the next possible values, right? So I want to see a trend, like an XY graph, and then see what's the next value based on that trend. So firstly, we get that column. So just do this. So if the state symbol, if they pass in a correct state, um, then get that particular state data. If not, get the at this column, which if you remember, it's the last column, and it's the sum of the deforested area. So it's the sum of everything. So that's what it means. So if there's no state provided by the user, um, use the final column, which is the sum. Cool. Let me just convert this. Don't think too much about this. I'm just creating the image like a simple prediction algorithm. And you do need to import something else. It's not. It is. Am I importing it correctly? Check. Okay. I'm just gonna copy this. Import. Okay, so then I'm just making some predictions. I'm predicting for the year 2020 to 2025. Predict each year's deforestation. So by default, if the user doesn't provide a state parameter, it provides the overall deforestation for next year. But if the state is provided, then it only provides a prediction for that state. Pretty simple. Let's try it out. So in this case, it will be /predict deforestation. There's an error in my code. Wait. Did I miss something? Oh. Should be fine. Or did I call it correctly? Let me see the main function. Sorry about this, technical issues. It's fine. Oh wait, did I miss? No. Data then. Oh, interesting. Okay, now it works. So overall, if I don't supply in a state, it actually tells me that deforestation will decrease. It's on a decreasing trend, which is not actually true, but because our data is limited to 2019, it didn't, on 2019, it was decreasing. So that's why this simple algorithm shows us this. But let's try to pass in a state with a parameter, right? Now pass in like Amazonas state. And so this works too. And yeah, so that's what I want to show you guys. Additionally, that's the last thing. With Fast API, you get access to the documentation. So you type in /docs. Everything is here. So whatever we just coded, it's all here, similar to CoinGecko. So there's the description, there's the parameters that are needed and is required, the response, you can actually try it out. It's pretty cool. So yeah. Any questions before we move on? Yeah, we did it. Good job, guys. You built an API, a very simple API, but it does what you want. Let me show you guys what you can do with it, right? So we've only seen data, like it doesn't look visually appealing, I think, which is a problem. But yeah, that's what an API does. It returns data. But if you want to use it for, you want to see like a full real life application, I can show you. Oh, it's taking forever. Let me run again. So let's try running UVcorn. Main. Forest, we do main. I also call it app -- reload. Okay. Let's see if it works. It might still be closing the previous application. Yeah, let me close this. Okay, cool. This is what I built, like in the files, in the code. But I added a few new endpoints. One I added is called visualize, which is showing you like an HTML file, which is what your websites are built on. So if you recognize this, this is just a bunch of HTML. And actually, it uses some past information from the API. So we run visualize. Missing something, an ID. Oh, state. So I'm missing a state. I have to pass in a state. State equals Amazonas. There you go. By the way, I used ChatGPT to find this, like the code for this. Yeah, it's just this. I just asked it to create a random website for me. So it uses the data that we passed in. Let me show you guys what I mean. So it calls this get predictions function, which gets those predictions like we did before. So it gets the each year predictions and it passes in to the website in here in data. So and then it plots the graph. So yeah, so this is how you use APIs. Your front end, your website gets data from your back end, which is your server, and it builds out stuff. And it even changes this title to Amazonas. Pro. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. We are almost at the end of everything. I did want to show you OpenAI. You can try running this file. So just click on run. It's called chat.py, so you can just try running this. And what I did is okay, yeah. So I made an endpoint called AI comments, and you can pass it prompt as a parameter. So let me just say prompt equals. How do we solve? I don't think you need the quotes as well. Oh, oh, my API key. Oops. Okay, for this you would actually need the OpenAI key. You would actually need this OpenAPI key. I forgot to copy it. Let me see if I can do it quickly. If not, it's fine. So copy it. Sure. By the way, it's finding for this OpenAI key. Basically, OpenAPI or OpenAI is not free. So you need to pay to access their stuff. And that's why I need the key. So if I try running this again, I've loaded my key in, so I hope it works. There you go. Yeah, so how do we solve deforestation? Plant more trees. Yeah. So yeah, you can look at the code if you are interested in OpenAI. And all of that information is, like, if you want to work with OpenAI APIs, you can look at this. Yeah, I'll give some time for you guys to like ask questions or anything. Please.
Yeah, feel free to ask questions in the chat. Possibly anything, anything related to APIs, Jason as well. So basically, here is the link to the Slido, guys. You guys can like scan it with your phones and then like ask questions. Basically, anything you don't really want to ask in the chat, since your name is there, you can ask here instead. Are you guys able to see my screen now? Is it? Okay. So far we have like three. Yo, who put this in, man? What the heck? Oh my god. Okay. So Shahmir, you want to answer these questions? Oh my gosh.
Uh, yeah, so to learn more about APIs, let me provide the link. I think the best way to learn is to try it out. Try building something. Yeah. use a language that you like. Like if you don't like Python, you can build one with JavaScript. So just try building like what we did today. Or maybe you're interested in like crypto data or working with OpenAI APIs like ChatGPT. Just go to the documentation and they are very beginner friendly. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna mark that as answered. And then the next question is, how do you ask ChatGPT to write code for you?
Maybe I should share like
Yeah,
the question I asked. Yeah.
yeah. Let me stop sharing for a while then. Okay.
Sure.
uh, do FYP and you will learn. Wait,
Would
learn which one? ChatGPT.
okay, I started with this. Yeah, this is my level of asking. I just said, can you make this more interesting? And it just did. Then I
Nice.
added some like additional requirements, like can you add more to the body? So the body is pretty simple. There's just these three lines. It's a title, picture, and a paragraph. Just too simple. And so I asked it to add a description of the forest and a chart. And it did. It added like JavaScript. Then the colors were actually quite bad. So I just said, can you make it more visually appealing? And it did.
Nice.
And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, let me share my screen then. Just to show. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that one's basically done. Uh I mean, I don't know how to answer this, man. Let's just mark it as answer. So, Shahmir, the next question is
I need more context. Like, who is asking this? I know what
I
both of those mean, but this is
airflow or prefect.
it's data pipeline tools, like orchestration tools. But I don't understand what's it have to do with this. What's the connection? I'm trying to think.
So, did you guys pay for Chat GPT? Actually, you can have it for free, but you need to give like your phone number. Right, Shabir, you're using the free one too, right? Not the one with the one where you pay.
No,
Yeah.
no. Oh no, I mean, oh, ChatGPT. Yes, I'm using the free one. For OpenAI, the API, I have to use the paid one because my free one expired. Yeah, it expires in 3 months. So once you create an
Dang.
OpenAI like the API account, you only have 3 months to use it for free. You have to start paying for it. Yeah, it's not that cheap if you do it a lot.
Shabir, are you willing to like share your open AI
Eh,
API key? Somebody asked and
no.
yeah, mark that as answered. Dang.
Wait, let me type in my key. I don't know. Yeah. Oh.
Dang, dude. Nice. Guys, remember to use that. It's definitely 100% real.
So you know when I was like doing my project and I tried to run the OpenAI API project, initially it didn't work right. So what happened was in the GitHub, I didn't commit that it was ignored. So that's why it showed an error. It says like, hey, we didn't find this file. This file is missing. So that's a good practice as well. Don't put your keys online. If you do, some person is gonna use it up, and you will get a huge bill. Yeah.
Wait, let me paste a question from the chat in here. Basically, they ask, where did you get the bird chirping ambient sound? I kind of like it. Shahmir, where did you get the sound?
Oh,
I think they didn't come in the beginning before it started. That's why.
this is the beginning soundtrack, right?
Yeah, I think it was the rainforest
The-
sounds, right? Was it?
yeah, yeah. This says Rainforest in Spotify.
My gosh. Marcus said that was stolen from the speakers at the rainforest.
There's actually speakers there. Oh,
I mean, I guess they're chopping down the trees to put speakers, maybe. Somebody
imagine
said
if
they're
we
gonna.
actually go to.
Oh, wait, are you sponsoring? That'd be nice. Somebody
We
said
can
you're
actually
gonna
go to the
lose your
forest
job
gardens.
to Chat GPT. Oh my gosh. I mean, we're also using it to do our jobs too, I guess, in a way.
Hmm. It will aid us. I don't think it'll replace us for the
I hope
foreseeable
so.
future.
I hope so. Somebody said, like, can I ask Chat GPT to generate an open AI API key? Shabri, can you actually ask Chat GPT to do that and see what
Not
response
gonna
you'll
work.
get? I'm very curious now, actually.
uh, no, obviously not gonna work. I think it's gonna return some
No,
errors.
no, no. Like, how would Chat GPT respond to that? Wait, wait. Let me try.
This airflow of prefect, so random. It's very interesting.
I think like
Ooh.
yeah, the airflow or prefect person didn't really respond again.
Yeah.
Like
I'll wait
maybe
for the
they're asking
response.
like which one do you prefer? Maybe. Hmm.
Hmm. I use Airflow for work and Prefect for personal stuff. I prefer Prefect. But yeah, I need more context. Like, what's your story?
Yeah, I think it'll be available to everyone on YouTube, right? Like it'll be posted on the GDSC YouTube account, so you guys can see it there. And then like so Shamir, somebody asked if you've tried GraphQL for API. Have you used that before?
Yeah, my workplace uses GraphQL. So GraphQL is another way to make a request, but it's a completely different like structure, I would say. Instead of instead of just using a URL to make a request, you structure your request in a way to get the information you want. Yeah, if that makes sense. So it's a different structure lah, to make a request. I have used it. I think it's pretty good, but it's usually used for large systems, large data, things where the requests are very complicated. So you might need to use GraphQL, and you want something that is very clear to see. Yeah, it's a whole nother topic. GraphQL. Yeah.
Okay. Um, is there any more Slido questions? Like, I think that was the last one too. Like guys, we still have like time. You guys can continue asking stuff. Ask Shahmir anything you want. Maybe like ask him like, uh, what questions are there to ask?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel I didn't explain the GraphQL thing properly, but you can look at the website. And yeah, I remember what I said about requests and responses. So you see
How's
the top
life?
request.
Hey Shahmir, how's life?
How's how about you, Misaki? How's life?
BB first. Uh,
Yeah.
the new semester started, so could be better. I want to go back to sem break, man. How about you, Shamir? You doing good?
Uh, yeah, I'm fine. I think it's okay. I'm excited for uh, not having classes every day. It's the key tip, right? Just compress your classes to 1 or 2 days, then the rest is like holiday.
Very good advice. Don't eat lunch, guys. Just like cram in a class during that time. It's worth it. Jay asked if like any lessons from internship.
Hmm. Be proactive. Yeah. I think like when I talk to my seniors, I ask them for feedback. They always tell me, "I'm glad you ask questions. Keep asking." And like the product manager, she told me that the seniors are afraid to ask stupid questions
Mm.
because they can sound dumb. But if no one asks them, then no one will really understand the system. So it's really good to ask stupid questions. You don't
Yeah.
spam. You don't. Yeah, it's a hard balance actually. Yeah,
You shouldn't ask like what specialization did you specialize in computer science
I don't have one. I
in
took general
general?
computer science. Yeah.
API, rainforest,
Earth science, forest science. Yeah.
forest science. Sounds like some kind of witchcraft, man. Is that why you're drinking mud?
But what subjects did I take? I took AI and CI, and I'm taking the database modules. What's my FYP? My FYP sucks, dude. I'm trying to think of ways to change it. I'll answer
Wait, you
you
can change
better.
it? I thought
No,
like
you
once you
can't.
choose something you can't, right?
Who
Oh my
knows?
gosh.
Who knows?
I think
Do you
like
utilize OpenAI?
yeah, we
Yes,
have
I will
like
use OpenAI.
hmm?
No, he asked if you use OpenAI. 100% I'll use it. I have used
Okay,
it.
dude. You should share
And do
your
not tell my
AI
lecturers.
key. We can help you, man.
ChatGPT generate my whole what a capstone one like. Do the whole project report for me, please.
Dang.
Thank you.
I mean, you could sort of do that, right? Like in chunks, maybe. Actually,
Yeah,
no. Mm.
yeah, we can.
I mean, you can, but it'd be weird, right? No. I think we have like 4 more minutes until 9:20, 9:30. So you think like it's okay for us to wrap up the Q&A session already?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, I do agree with you. And I think it's also time to just take a screenshot of photograph,
Oh yeah,
basically.
yeah. All right, guys. Let's
This is the
see
moment.
your handsome and beautiful faces, guys. Turn on that camera. I don't care if you're in your pajamas or I mean
It's
if
only
you're
like
not
for a
wearing
few
anything then
seconds. Come
don't turn
on.
it on. That's the only exception, man. If you're not wearing anything, please Don't turn on your camera.
Uh, guys.
Dude, Jay, you're not even turning on your camera.
For
Oh,
reminder.
you need to
Oh,
give them
is
presenter
it?
mode. Oh. Oh no.
Sorry, what? Wait, what happened?
We need to give them like presenter mode so that they can turn on their cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Can we do that?
Dang. Yeah, I'm doing
Like,
it now. I'm like giving
are
each
you turning
person.
on everyone one by one?
Yes.
Damn.
There's only like 14 of us, so it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose maybe a lot of them have left during the Q&A session. That's okay. We just turn on the camera and take a screenshot with those who are left. Right?
Please, guys, turn on your cameras.
Please help us.
Oh, yo, summer!
Yay!
Yay! Yay, guys! Please turn on your
Okay, come
camera.
on,
We need.
Marcus. Marcus.
Hey, James's PFP is very cute. Hi, guys.
Hello. Yo, what's up with Marcus? Though?
I
Okay.
think his yeah, I think his webcam is issues.
Dang. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take the screenshot now. So do whatever pose you want in three, two, one, go. One more. Three,
Yay!
two, one, go. Okay, done.
Nice, nice.
All right. Thank you so much for everyone for attending this event. Thank you so much for Shamir for being the
Wait,
speaker
wait,
for
wait.
this
Marcus said,
event.
wait.
Wait,
Oh
wait, wait,
no,
Wait,
his
wait,
wait,
wait.
cam
wait,
is
wait, wait,
dead.
wait, wait,
Never
wait,
mind, never
wait.
mind.
Misaki, show the
Alamak.
We
slides.
can just stick his face here, lah. Guys, able to see. All right. So basically, please follow us on social media. The last thing, the YouTube channel there, we'll be posting the recording there, so you guys can check it out. And basically, just follow us for any like future events and so on. Especially to the two people who won, just now. We'll be giving out your prizes, on future events, so you have to go and claim them. And well, yeah. So also, please don't forget to like scan the feedback QR code over there. Fill up the form so that we can like improve on future events and stuff. And Shamir also put his Instagram handle there, so go and stalk him. Message, basically do whatever you want to his account. I don't know. He put it there, so yeah. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Hope you guys have a nice evening. Take care. Bye bye.
Hope you guys enjoyed today's workshop. Thanks, Shamir, for teaching us about the rainforest.
Thank you for being
And
And
here,
thank you,
guys.
Misaki, for being the MC for today.
yay, thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks everyone.